And you were saying more than often, or often you have more than one upsell?
Yeah, we have we have a lot of additional services. I think that that's really important when it comes to home inspection because you have the base fee. As far as a business structure goes, you have your base fee for your general home inspection, and that's great. But what I found is that the additional service is really where the money is. So, and it also adds more value to the community to your client, because there's a lot of different things that the potential homeowner may want checked out about the home that's not included with the general home inspection. It's limited. There's certain things that you're not going to check. So having those add-on services allows them to have one individual come in and put it all on one report and provide access to one professional. So for an example, pool spa, you don't have to get a pool and spa contractor to come out and look at the pool and spa. You can have the home inspector do it. It's a
Hmm.
great add-on. Anytime we see a pool and spa, we reach out and say, do you want this inspected? It's almost always yes. And you got to get the additional certifications. You've got to thumb through getting the experience to really know what you're talking about. But if you're working hard to gain that knowledge and experience, you're going to be adding value to your clients.
Dude, awesome. And man, I'm just like doing some basic math in my head. If you're getting like a 90% upsell rate and your upsells are 60 to 100 or more dollars, I mean,
It's
that's
more,
not nothing, right?
it's more than that.
Yeah, more than that?
Probably make the majority of our money off upsells.
Really, more money off upsells
And,
than base
and from a
inspections.
business standpoint, like that is, that's the way you see a lot of things structured is once you get that initial purchase, if you can provide value with an upsell, it's so much easier to upsell someone than to get them to make that first purchase. And they're so much more likely to buy the upsell once they've made a purchase with you because you've established trust.
Hmm.
So if you can get them in the door with that general home inspection, that tends to be sometimes a more, it's very reasonably priced, gets them in the door. And then people are making huge investments on these properties. It's not a big deal for them to spend $200 to $250 on an additional service where they're going to gain more knowledge and understanding about what it is they're purchasing. And let's be honest, like, let's say you have a $250 upsell. It's nothing compared to what the potential repair cost could be if they don't get that looked at.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
let's say you have an issue with a pool and spa. What are your odds of getting that issue solved for $250?
Right.
You're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. You've got a service call from a professional. You've got parts. You've got labor. It's going to be a huge expense potentially. And if they can get us to go in for $250, that's something that they can either negotiate a better deal or they can get something repaired uh, by the seller. And at minimum, they're at least going to know what they're getting themselves into. So it's really a win-win situation for everybody, for them to have a better understanding of what's going on. And pools can be expensive. Uh, Sewer pipes can be very expensive. I've had new builds, crazy stuff happen. We see the majority of issues with new builds on sewer scope. Had a $8 million home. They dug up the driveway 3 times, and we kept
Wow.
coming back and doing a reinspection on the pipe, and they just didn't replace. They didn't replace the section that they needed to. Over and over and over again, they tore up the driveway 3 times on this house and still
Wow.
didn't have it fixed. So from a cost standpoint, to spend some money on that and not have to deal with holes in your sewer pipe or blockages and your house backing up, toilet
So
backing up when you move in, it's like that's a no brainer.
because of that, do you intentionally keep your base price like at a like you said a very reasonable level because you're banking on the upsells a little bit?
That wasn't the initial thought with it. I really was just setting those prices in a competitive way for the market. I don't believe in being the cheapest price, especially if you're going to present yourself as being the best, which we do, and I do believe we're offering the best service. So if you're going to go and try to undercut people, you're not really establishing yourself as an authority. You have to decide what kind of clientele you want. If you want high end clientele, and then you have to present yourself as being a premier inspection company. And I think that people see value for that higher price, especially when they're making major purchases. I wouldn't go with the cheapest inspector, and
Yeah.
I don't really want to work with a client that does, to be completely honest. So we do price ourselves potentially a little higher than, but just a little bit above. And then the upsells are there. And None of this was designed to try to take money from people. It really is. It's really about offering value. Um, we're charging $100 less than what a plumber would charge to do a sewer scope in this location. So that's a great value for the client, and we're also profiting on it, and they get great information. So it's a win-win.
100%. I love it.
Hi everyone, this is Louis from Spectora. I'm going to put 3 links down in the description below. The first link is for you if you like Spectora, but maybe you just have a couple questions. You can schedule a 15-minute discovery call with someone from our client success team to make sure that Spectora is a great fit for you. It is, by the way. If you're ready to dive in and start using the app, the second link is for our free trial. With the average cost of a home inspection, that's a couple $1,000s that you'll pocket before you pay us a dime. And the third link is for our Spectora Jumpstart program. If you're a brand new home inspector, you probably need a website, or maybe you have a website that you just kind of threw up real quick and you're not super thrilled with it. In the Jumpstart program, we'll make you a great website based on feedback from you to make sure that it reflects your business, your market, and you. We'll optimize it for search engines, and we'll put an online scheduler on your website too, so you can spend less time on the phone and more time out in the field working. We'll also bundle it with a full year of the Spectora app, and we'll do it at a great price too. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you check out other videos on this channel, and take care.